This is the morning video update. This is for Friday, the 15th of September. I'm James Spann. Alabama's weather will feature the chance of showers today and tomorrow. Sunday, we trend drier and much of next week, looking rain-free, and the tropics are fairly active, as you would expect here in mid-September. Let's begin with the upper air look across the country early this morning. Got a weak zonal flow here, and again, there's a stalled surface front across the central counties of the state. And again, fairly decent setup for showers. At the moment, it's dry. We're live here at 5:19 early this morning. But showers will likely form later today and tonight, and tomorrow as well. Temperatures are in the low 60s over parts of North Alabama. Feels good for places like Cullman and Haleyville. We've got mostly 70s for the southern two-thirds of the state. Highs should be in the 80s today, tomorrow, and Sunday. A quiet morning across the country. That's the watch warning map. The main issues, tropical storm warnings for the upper Atlantic coast as Lee passes east of there tonight and tomorrow. Here's the severe weather outlook through today and tonight. We've got a risk of severe storms over parts of West Texas and eastern New Mexico. A marginal risk over parts of Minnesota and Wisconsin. Tomorrow, a small marginal risk over Missouri and Illinois. And day 3, which is Sunday, a marginal risk over far eastern North Carolina. Here's a look at rain for the next 7 days. And for Alabama, the amount's generally 1/2 inch or less. And after Sunday, the weather next week looks mostly dry statewide. So, tropical fans, here we go. We've got 2 systems on the board. Hurricane Lee, Tropical Storm Margot, and a wave in the central Atlantic, which is Invest 97L. Here's the 7-day outlook, and a new wave will be coming off the coast of Africa. A 20% chance of that developing, a 90% chance of 97 developing. That will be Tropical Storm Nigel, the N storm this year. But it's a recurver. That will be hooking off to the North Atlantic before reaching the east coast of the United States. Margot, in the middle of nowhere, stays in the middle of nowhere and becomes post-tropical by the middle part of next week. And Lee will be coming into Nova Scotia over the weekend, most likely tomorrow. It's beginning to accelerate. It's moving north now at 16. The top winds are at 85 miles an hour. And again, this should be an extratropical cyclone by the time it reaches Nova Scotia. But as we've talked about for days, the wind field is very large. So tropical storm warnings have been posted from Cape Cod north up to the coast of Maine and, of course, over into that eastern part of Canada. But again, we stress, we see no tropical trouble for the Gulf of Mexico, at least for the next 7 days. So model fans, let's go. Here's the GFS. This is the 06Z run, valid today at 4. Going to zonal flow, a stalled surface front, and we'll see showers developing later today. Not raining everywhere, but showers will be around. And for those going to a high school football game tonight, we advise you to take some rain gear. That's the high-res HER, valid this evening at 6 o'clock. And as always, in the warm season, we stress the radar will not look exactly like that, but maybe something like that. We'll probably see a little more activity than what that's showing. I'd say the chance of any one spot getting a shower today running about 60%. Highs in the 80s, the sky cloudy at times. And really the same thing tomorrow. Occasionally cloudy, a few passing showers, maybe a rumble of thunder in spots, and highs in the 80s. That means a chance of showers for the Auburn game against Samford tomorrow evening and the UAB game against Louisiana tomorrow evening in Auburn and Birmingham, respectively. And then Sunday, we trend drier. Showers will still be possible mainly over the eastern half of the state. West Alabama should be dry. And next week just looks dry and quiet. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I promise these are different maps. We're just dry. This is a week from today, Friday the 22nd. Got a big upper low that's out west. Got some ridging here. And again, we're dry. Highs next week in the 80s, lows in the 60s. Very seasonal for mid to late September. Let's go out 10 days. Sunday, September 24th. Pretty good trough to the north. And by golly, that still looks dry. So pretty quiet weather all of next week. Rain for Birmingham coming off the European ensemble. The mean is the green line, a little over 1 inch between now and the end of the month. Highs mostly low to mid 80s, lows mostly in the 60s, although we might see some upper 50s Monday and Tuesday morning of next week. And the latest 8 to 14 day guidance in the house. This is for September 22nd through September 28th. And again, ridging. And if that's the case, temperatures here would be a bit above average. So at this time in 2004, Hurricane Ivan was on the final approach to the Alabama Gulf Coast. The landfall technically came during the pre-dawn hours of the 16th of September, 2004, but Ivan was big and bad. Folks that lived on the Gulf Coast, even up this way, certainly remember that very well. This is some of the video shot by Bill Castle, who, along with Christopher Sine, they were basically stranded on the coast. They were cut off. They were not able to get back to the inland point where we had gathered everybody, and they shot some pretty remarkable video. Ivan was an upper end Category 3 at the time of landfall, and the effects were just so severe along the Alabama Gulf Coast, over along the Florida Panhandle. An analog would be Hurricane Frederick in 1979. Some believe that Ivan produced more severe damage than Frederick, but that maintained its strength well inland. Birmingham had some major flooding problems, but again, there's a look at the storm surge coming in. But the damage after Ivan looked like this way back in 2004. And again, folks that were around back then will never, ever forget that. And that's certainly a reminder that we are in the core of the Atlantic hurricane season. But again, we stress we see no tropical trouble for the Gulf of Mexico, at least for the next week. So today, going to I-3 Academy in Birmingham City School. That'll be this morning. This evening, Vestavia High School for Friday night rivals. The game of the week, it is Hoover at Vestavia. I'll be live on ABC 3340 at 4, 5, and 6. Then over on My 68 at 6:30 for Blitz Game Day. And the game itself is on My 68 at 7 o'clock. And then tomorrow we're going to be in Springville, St. Clair County, for a book signing at Nichols Nook. We'll be there from 9 until noon. And I'm telling you, we have a ton of fun at these things. Our new children's book is out. The Benny and Chipper series. The new book is called The Wonder of Thunder. And this is for kids that maybe have a little fear of storms, or maybe they just love storms and love weather. And all the other books and the shirts and everything will be there too. So Springville, 9 to noon tomorrow at Nichols Nook. And of course, we invite you to watch us on television this evening. ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend, and God bless.